Without doubt, the next big trend to hit the UK drinks world is spiced rum. But what is spiced rum? And is it any different to real proper rum? Well, the simple answer is yes. While obviously rum is at the base of spiced rums are a very different thing. Now look, I love all rum. Real proper rum, spiced rum, flavoured rum, heck, even rum liqueurs. Rum is fun in all its guises, and to get egotistical about proper rum is pointless, because spiced rum needs proper rum in the same way that proper rum needs spiced rum. But it is important for you to know the difference, because knowing the difference will help you with your buying decisions. For example, one of my big videos that goes on and gets loads of views is a Kraken video. But every day, every week, I get comments along the lines of, oh, Kraken is much better than Appleton rum. Or it might be in the other camp, vice versa. Some people might come out and say, oh, plantation rum is so much better than Kraken. Now, the same is true on my Bumbu video, because people don't read the small print on the bottle or don't actually understand what it means. People think Bumbu is rum, and it really isn't. So I'll get comments along the lines of, oh, Bumbu is so much better than Diplomatico, or insert other rum here. Now, the point to that story is it's a completely irrelevant argument, because as I say, spiced rum is not rum. You cannot compare your Captain Morgans, your Krakens, your Bumbus to your Appletons, to your Dawleys, to your Plantations, or anything else on the top two shelves here behind my bar. They are rum. These are spiced rum. So what is the difference? What is the difference between spiced rum and real proper rum? Well, the best way to make it clear to you is explaining the law and actually the sugar levels involved, because once you see the sugar levels, you will understand the differences. Now, when we're talking about rum, under EU law, the first two vital nuggets of information are: to be classified as a rum in the EU, it has to be over 37.5% ABV. 40% if you're in America, if you're in the US, but in the EU, it's 37.5%. The second part of the law is that rums are only allowed a tiny amount of caramel added as a colorant, not as a flavour, as a colorant, to sort of promote consistency between batches. So for the likes of Appleton 12-year-old, to get that consistent year on year, batch on batch, they might actually use just a tiny bit of caramel colorant just to kind of get that consistency. But here's the big two laws that would kind of relate rum or differentiate rum from spiced rum, because rum by law cannot be flavoured. So in other words, whatever is distilled and whatever is aged, the characteristics of the rum will take on from barrel aging, that is it. Rum cannot be flavoured. The second part of that, or the fourth main law, if you like, is that rum can only contain a maximum of 20 grams of sugar per litre. And I'll have to say, a lot of rums don't even get anywhere close to that. Some of the rums here might actually, well, I'm pretty sure Dawleys doesn't actually use any sugar, but some of the rums here behind my bar, they have got a leeway of up to 20 grams. As I say, some will be 4-5 grams per litre. Some may be 15-16 grams per litre, but very rarely would a rum use all 20 grams. So now let's compare this to spiced rum. Let's compare this whole thing. As yet, there is no legal classification for what a spiced rum can and can't be. Obviously, we think and we know it as real proper rum that's been spiced or flavoured up, and that's where you get your spiced rums. But because a rum can't be flavoured, therefore spiced rum is not rum, the legal sort of classification we've kind of loosely got is a rum-based spirit drink. So in effect, a spiced rum can have less than 20 grams of sugar per litre in it, but the fact of why it's not real rum is because rum cannot be flavoured. Now, to my limited knowledge, I can only think of two spiced rum brands that actually do use less than 20 grams of sugar per litre, because the simple fact is the chances are you're going to need quite a bit of sugar to bring out all the flavours of those spices. So therefore spiced rums will be naturally sweeter. So here's the big difference with spiced rums. A lot of spiced rums will have a bare minimum of 50 grams of sugar per litre, going up to 100 grams of sugar per litre. So can you see the difference in the amount of sugar that some of these brands, not specifically these brands, but spiced rum brands on the whole will kind of use between 50 and 100 grams. Now, I do know of 2 spiced rum brands that will actually use a lot more than that. They will actually be over the 200 grams of sugar per litre. So 2 of those in there of spiced rum, if you like. But in the whole, most of the brands out there will be between 50 and 100 grams of sugar per litre. Now, just to give you some context, let's talk about liqueurs. Because when I say the word liqueur, you automatically assume sweetness. So to kind of relate spiced rum levels to liqueur levels, here's the thing. Under EU law, a liqueur must have so a liqueur, anything like Bowls, for instance, Bowls Raspberry, I've got Giffard there, we've got Dick Hyper, any of those brands that you kind of think of like that, a simple liqueur like that must have at least 100 grams of sugar per litre. So we already know that some spiced rums are at liqueur levels with sugar. But then just to recap, as I said, real proper rums, anything that says rum on the actual label, can only have a maximum of up to 20 grams of sugar added to it per litre. So that's the big difference. Now look, I'm not saying any of that to influence you at all in the slightest. I'm not being snobbish against spiced rums. I just want you to understand the difference in sweetness levels, which, as I said, will help you go on to make your buying decisions. So for example, if you're a spiced rum fan and you're drinking any of these, or your Dead Man's Fingers, or anything like that, whatever you're drinking, and then you go on to try something, say like Plantation, for instance. Brilliant, absolutely love to help you on your journey. I just want you to be mindful that there's going to be a huge difference in taste, in sweetness. Huge difference in sweetness. So you might kind of think, oh, I don't like that, I prefer that. Just bearing in mind, that is rum. They are spiced rums. If that is not sweet enough for you, you need to stick to your spiced rums. So once you understand all that, hopefully you'll have a better grasp of the difference between the products and actually where your palate sits. And to spot the difference, just simply read the labels. Admittedly, some will be very cleverly worded, but in the whole, if you see the words spiced or rum-based spirit drink or flavoured, anything like that, then the chances are they are going to be a heck of a lot sweeter than your average rum. So I hope that's helped to clarify the difference between spiced rums and flavoured rums. As I say, I love them all. I love my spiced rums, I love my real rums, I love my flavoured rums. Let me know what you guys love, but I just wanted to help you distinguish between the two. Coming up right there will be another video to help you on your rum journey.